Good evening. Hi. Okay, I didn't set up the music properly. Let me just... a little bit louder. A little bit louder. Maybe not that much. That much, maybe? No. One tiny nudge. I'm sorry. For some reason I got distracted before stream, and so I didn't do all my proper testing beforehand. Okay, that looks proper. That looks about correct. Did you know, fun fact, the purpose of the music is literally just supposed to be slightly more than the ambient background noise of my room. Anyway, hi. Hi chicken, hi dogs, hi hugs. Oh god, I'm turning into numbers. Hi Trimatol, hello Beavis, hello Sir Cute, hi, how we doing? Oh, hi numbers. Whoa, summoned. Hello Robert as well. Wait, why am I getting mini stared? I'm sorry. Sorry, I read the wrong part of your name. Hi, how we doing? I ruined my sleep again. I had one day of good sleep. And that enabled me to stream yesterday. You know what time I got to sleep today? Yesterday? Whatever, this morning? I think I remember Havoc messaging me about 9 AM asking me, hey, Puri, have you slept yet? And I was like, no, and I'm not tired, so... Wait, hold on, actually, maybe I messaged right before I went to bed. Oh, I did! Okay, I slept at 12 PM-ish. I love getting sleep, and then I was woken up by the new foster cat jumping on me. Just straight up jumping on me while I was in bed. 9 PM? Wouldn't that be early? Wouldn't that be like an early night? Anyway, it's fine. How we doing? It is... Did they require food? Nope. Nope. The new foster cat, she just loves jumping up and doing whatever the hell she wants. I guess the most optimally healthy time? The times that I have managed to sleep at 9 PM, I normally end up waking up at about 2 AM. So it ends up like really having a very strange knock-on effect to still make sure that I don't keep a good schedule. So about something about ADHD light therapy? Biting on figurines? Oh yeah, I mean she has made a pretty solid attempt to knock them off the shelves. She's had a go at my nan's fish. She likes to try and open drawers. She loves just climbing over everything in my room and knocking stuff over. It's fine. Tomorrow she's going for her spay and then she'll be up for adoption. So, and given I think she's pretty young, she's very small. She is like a tabby tortoise shell kinda mix. I think she is going to get adopted literally within like a week, so I'm pretty sure we'll be back to just having Bruce. That's the foster cat we've had for over a year now, and he doesn't really come up into my room, so. Clever. No, she's a little hellraiser. She is a little. Don't get me wrong, like so, obviously, the mice problem. Although I think the mice problem, I think it's sorted. They're no longer taking the bait, which either means that they are scared of the bait, because some of them have died, or they're all dead, and there's none left to eat the bait. I might have won. Anyway, I remember when we first got my childhood cat, we had mice. We got the cat to sort out the mice problem back in my old house, and obviously it worked. Now I think this foster cat is also still like, she would be a good mouser. So apparently mice, you can't use like an instant poison on mice. You can't use something that will literally like kill them the second they eat it, or else they do become scared of the bait. Like the other ones become scared of the bait. They will see that another mouse has died near it and they will avoid it. So you have to use like long-acting ones, like we have. Either way, yeah, the box says, hold on, smarter than I thought. I mean, I think a decent amount of rodents are relatively smart. Here we go. Bait station. When you should control of my and bait station in order to food. Would you eat at a restaurant with bodies outside? Depends. That depends. There's too many factors. If they look like they've been poisoned, no, I won't. Place any children, here we go. Do not no water drainage systems. Do not eat, drink, smoke. I was pretty sure this had some kind of... It tells you to eat the Bunny Emporium. What if I've become involved in some deep criminal underground circle and I get invited and I get invited to this restaurant and all the bodies outside are like missing meat? Then clearly it's just a cannibalism cafe. It's just a cannibalism place. And as long as I have good standing in the criminal circles, then I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll go to the cannibalism cafe. Yeah, cannibalism cafe does kind of roll off the tongue. Your past tried to fight. Okay, shh, maybe. Okay, anyway, I can't find it on the box right now, but basically it says for the mouse bait. Let me put it back down. It says somewhere on it like, oh, you know, keep putting it down until it hasn't been touched for about 7 days. If it's no longer been touched after 7 days, there should also be no more sign of mice, and that basically means you're done. So I just need to keep an eye on it for the next 7 days and see if any of it is moved or eaten or anything. YouTube tried to catch that one in moderation. What is the request related to cannibalism? I think I would do great in evil underground crime circles. I'd just stand there. Just can you put your keychain art in? Oh, the ones that... Wait, which one? The ones that I'm gonna get turned into merch, or also why is that speaking of cannibalism? What's that got to do with cannibalism? Huh? Do you have different keychain art? I mean, I've got that one sketch. I've got that one sketch that I made with the chain in between being the guts. So... Oh, doesn't have an... Okay. I can, but the shareable version has a background on it. Because I promised the artist that the versions without the backgrounds and without the credit would be only used in the actual like physical merch. I remember. Oh yeah, I can definitely link the sketch I did of the gut one. Guts. Where is it? I mean, it looks pretty inconspicuous, but like, copy image. I'm so sorry, numbers. This about this is. I don't know if this is gonna confuse the people in your Discord server. Okay, actually, I see the Mika one. Let me do it after stream. I'll make it actually like transparent and proper so that it can actually work in the same way that Mika's does. But I'll do it after stream. Numbers, you don't start streaming until like first thing in the morning on Wednesday. Oh wait, what day? Wait, is there no? Is this a stream day or is this a, like, the morning stream day? What day is it? It's Tuesday. Not until like Thursday for you? Okay, so yeah, I've got time. I'll sort it out. I think it's a Remembrance Day. Oh shit, wait, it was Remembrance Day. Oh shit, was Remembrance Day with today? It was! Wait, does that mean Remembrance Sunday is this coming Sunday? Remembrance. I forgot Remembrance Day. Oh no, okay. Last Sunday was Remembrance Sunday. I mean, I probably was silent for way more than 2 minutes throughout Sunday. I probably didn't speak a single time on Sunday. So I don't worry, even if it was unintentional, I respected the 2 minutes of silence. It's fine. Become a true Brit and defect to the Americas for Thanksgiving? No. Just send me your turkey. Just send me the turkey that you don't want for some reason. Okay, I know I make a lot of jokes about I'm sorry for being British. sorry for being British. But honestly, like, I don't hate being British. Yes, there's issues, but like, you find me a country on earth that there isn't issues with. I am glad I get to live in a country that has so many museums and history and stuff, because that's stuff I'm really into. I still kind of would rather move up to Scotland than England, and like, my family history is Scottish, but oh no, don't worry, like, you're welcome to make fun of Britishness, you know, you're welcome to make comments on my accent. Like, I do not take any of that kind of stuff, like, personally or anything. I've been on the internet for so many years, like, there's no way that kind of stuff could bother me. No, I get it. I think in truth, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I see him taking. I mean, okay, so I will say, sometimes it does jar me a bit when someone literally comes into my stream for the first time, and the first thing they say, or the second thing they say, is, "You're British?" or "Ew, British." I'm just there like, bro, I'm literally just sitting here. What do you came into my stream? My stream, which is literally tagged British, like, I'm pretty sure that's one of my tags. Like, how it... My brother, you walked into the clearly marked British stream. What were you expecting? But when it's just people who are like, you know, it's come up as a subject or something, it's like, no, that's just banter. That's just banter. It's not all the time anyway, I don't think it happens that often. In fact, I do find it entertaining sometimes as well, especially when accents and like varies in pronunciation came up. Like, genuinely I was so surprised by the torch and flashlight thing. I didn't say it on my stream, on my daytime stream, but as much as sometimes I think, like, oh, me saying torch, or specifically the plural of torch, like, it just sounds like I'm saying tortures, like I'm torturing someone. And that's not the best, like, overlap in how words sound sometimes. However, I would rather say torch and have torches and have that be misinterpreted as torture than me say flashlight and one of the vowels doesn't get pronounced correctly and it sounds like a different word. Like, I will take torture over that any day. So, you know how it is. Just say light. So no, a light and a torch is different. A florch. Just speak clearly. I do my best. I really do my genuine best to speak clearly. A lot of people around me speak very... There are certain accents in the UK that skip a lot of the sounds in the middle of words. I think the one that I do is literally the one that came up the other day. Governor. In truth, the word is governor. The full word is governor. But there are probably other words, but I can't think of them off the top of my head because obviously I don't even think about it when I say them. But it's quite common for like the middles of words and certain vowels to be skipped. Try it. Try explaining that to the hospital staff. Checking. It's not even funny. Some words in the UK can literally dox your city. Some words can literally tell people exactly what city you're from. That's how real it is. You would have thought that the kind of like regional dialects of the UK, since we're such a small country and obviously cars and easy transport around, means that technically, like, you would have thought we would have merged all into like one homogenous accent, maybe just like a north-south difference. But in truth, we really do still have very distinct accents from each other, even though it's such a small country. Don't we all already know Purity is from Chestershire? Damn. Doxed me. Bastard. I mean, I believe it. I feel like in some bigger cities you can probably... There are probably like regional differences in certain states. Like I have a strong feeling that someone from like South California probably doesn't sound the same as someone from North California, or someone from Long Island probably doesn't sound the same as someone from Albany. I just feel like the UK, it's such a tiny country. We still have all these very distinct accents. And yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, right? There are a lot of British streamers that don't actually have very distinct British accents because they do have a quote-unquote internet accent. Like, sometimes it is hard to tell when certain streamers are British because it's like, there's a little bit of it. I'll pick up some hoagie. What? Wait, isn't a jaune like... Isn't that a describing word? Isn't that like... Is it... That's not a noun, right? The US gets mixed by colleges and workplaces. We get mixed a little bit by college, by university stuff. I remember I was flying back from the US back in 2019, and I sat next to a man on the plane, and it was a late night flight, and he started talking to me, and I was just there like, I haven't slept in a million years, but I can't sleep on planes, and I have a man sitting next to me. I have to stay awake. And he started being like, oh, you know, where are you from? You know, and I was like, oh, I'm from B. And he was like, oh, really? You must go to university because you don't have a very strong B accent. And I was like, I was so caught off guard by him telling me I must be a student that I just nodded. I was like, yeah. He was like, what do you study? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I said something like, I'm pretty sure I stole one of the courses that one of my housemates back when I lived in a student property studied. I think I said maybe like foreign history or something. Something along those lines. And he was like, oh yeah, I used to do some work in city I'm from. I'm actually an ex-police officer. I was part of the and he mentioned like a very specific historical event, which you really probably shouldn't. I'm guessing he thought I was higher class than I am. There have been many incidents in the past in this country. I think it was all over the place. I think I can tell this. Margaret Thatcher and the coal mines. He was like, yeah, I was a police officer for like I was doing like the stuff for the like guarding picket lines stuff, making sure that they all stayed in order, and I'm there like, I could literally be like from a coal mining family. Like, you could be starting a fight with me on this plane. I was like, holy, what the fuck? This keeps happening to me. Scary. Yeah, riot police. Well, not riot, like, I want to say, like, not the way that American riot police are riot police, but like, as this was what, like the 60s? I don't remember. I don't think it wasn't really about like riots though. It was specifically yeah, the coal miners would set up a picket fence to protest against Thatcher closing the mines, and then the police would be there to make it so the scabs could get to the mines and work anyway. Can we get a Puri history lesson? You want me to give like a detailed history of the Union, of Margaret Thatcher and the coal mines and the Union busting, and I feel like that's a little nuanced for me to be able to like go into. Yes, please. Maybe at some point I could visit, if I start doing traveling streams again, maybe, hold on. Museum. Is there a coal mining museum? Yes. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Can you tell me where it is? Wakefield. Where is... I have no idea where that is. Where is Wakefield? Yorkshire. I think I know where Yorkshire is. 8-hour Puri deep dive. Guys, let's visit a museum together. Oh, okay, Yorkshire is not where I thought it was. That is not where I thought it was. What do you have? Yeah, I'll look into this. Because I love history. I hated it in school because the way that history is taught in school is literally like, I am going to fall asleep and I'm going to cry. But I love history. I love museums. I love galleries. So... yeah, I'll look into it. See if maybe we can do something. Educational content, surprise! Either way, I kind of went on a tangent there, but yeah, this guy was sitting next to me on the plane, and he was like, "Yeah, you don't sound like you're from your city. I've been to your city when I was doing all that, being a police officer." And then by the end of the night, I was like, well, end of the flight, I guess, I was literally like lying head down on the tray because I was just so tired. And when he was still talking to me, even though I was very clearly like done. I was checked out. I'd even grabbed some white wine off the air people. I can't remember what they're called. Air hostess. Because I was just like, let me rest. And he was like, oh yeah, now that you're tired, I can hear the your city accent. I'm like, fuck off, dude. Man. Either way. It is kind of crazy how a lot of the time you can place people by their accent in the UK. I am gonna have to come to terms with the fact that at some point my city is probably gonna get revealed. It already has been a few times. Payment processors, you are the devil. You are the devil, I'm going to get you. You sound more American after you drink? Yeah, I don't know how that happened. There's no rational explanation for that. I'd never go to the UK anyway. There are some cool places here. There's a lot of cool history here, but also I understand. But yeah, one day I'm pretty sure it will come out what city I'm from, but I will withhold that as long as I can, really. But once I start shipping merch, once I start making the keychains and the standees and stuff to mail internationally, there's absolutely no way for me to avoid having an address on there. I can hire a virtual office, but they still have a physical location, and it will still have to be in my city so I can actually like go to the quote-unquote virtual office. So at some point my city is going to get revealed, but it's fine. You can nominate a post office as a return. Yeah, but it would have to be somewhere that I can reach, because if something got returned, then I would have to go and get it. You're saying, yeah. It is big enough that, like, if someone came to my city, I don't think they could literally just, like, find me. But, you know, I like to be safe. Abandon it? Period. There's no room in my house for a party. You can't. Giant streamers I know have cities as public knowledge. And that's the thing, there's some giant streamers who also get swatted, so like, that's not a comfort. It's like the one time that I wish I lived like London, because London is huge. If someone lives in London, if someone is a streamer they say in London, that does not narrow it down. It does not narrow it down even a little bit. Does UK police like to SWAT? They will respond to warnings. They will rummage through your house and they will confiscate whatever they want. They will probably, if my house ever got swatted, I probably wouldn't be in like physical danger. However, they'd take my halberd. They take decorative weapons. Even if they're not sharp. They'll steal my freaking halberd. What have you ever done? I don't think that most people who get swatted have ever done anything. Even blunt? Why? I don't know. My grandma's boyfriend had some kind of like decorative katana stuff. Like, you know, just one of those very stereotypical like displays with the 3 different lengths of Japanese swords, like very stereotypical. They took that. They were made of metal, but they were not sharp swords. They were not usable swords. And they took it. They also took like a little decorative knife that wasn't sharp. Like, they don't care. British, yeah, they do. They genuinely do. When the police find the police are not. What reason would they have to check my PC? The fuck off. Anyway, so yeah, they thought it belonged to a British museum. The knife license? You can sharpen it for crime? That is genuinely... What is on your PC? Like, nothing incriminating, but that doesn't mean I want people on it. Would you just let a random stranger, like, go through your PC? It's got, like, bank details, it's got my CVs for jobs, it's got me getting rejected from a million jobs. I got rejected from the post office, by the way. They said they got a lot of applicants and I haven't been accepted. I can't even get a freaking Christmas job at the post office at the busiest time of year. It's so over for me. Whatever. Yeah, it's no longer in the void. I'm not waiting for nothing anymore, but yeah, no. But like there's nothing on my like when I handed over my PC to get upgraded, like when I got my new graphics card and CPU, like I just gave them my PC and the password to my PC. Like, what did happen to content creation as a job for you? Oh, I still want to. I just also would like to build my savings more because I like having savings. I like to not close any doors. I mean, I'm trying my best. I just wish I wasn't so sleepy all the time. I've got so much stuff I want to do. Literally, like, so many ideas in my head. Stuff I want to make, videos I want to make, stuff I want to sing. Like, everything. I feel like I'm getting nerfed by God. I'll keep trying though. I haven't given up. Like, absolutely no means have I given up. I love streaming. And if it could one day be like the thing that I can stand on my own with just content creation, like that would be a dream come true. but also it doesn't do me any good to stress about it, because that will just stress me out, and stress kills me, so... yeah, insomnia is a big nerf. Like Dragon Ball Spirit Bomb, thank you. I wish that worked. I wish you could just, like, give energy to other people. You need to grind to become powerful? In what? What are you getting powerful in? Maybe real life? Because I thought of video games, but maybe you mean in real life. Check out this fucking nerd. Immediately thinking of World of Warcraft when someone says grind. Give me the chance to do art and stream and work out. I'm glad. Never give up. My singing teacher actually makes some good points occasionally. Amazing as a teacher that happens occasionally. He's like, he mentioned how your 20s really can just be spent like just trying to build up your skills. Like you absolutely don't have to have like stuff figured out, like the finalized idea of what you want in your 20s. 20s is about like getting the skills, about developing your abilities, and then your 30s you can be like, okay, now I can put those into practice. Put myself to do a dungeon battleground, yeah. I also haven't been able to bring myself to do any heroics. I can't do it. I can do the looking for raids because there's 25 other people there, and therefore if my DPS sucks in a group of 25, no one is gonna frickin' say anything. No one gives a damn. There's 24 other people there. When my DPS sucks in a group of 5, that's terrifying. I can't even see my DPS, so I don't even know what it is. I haven't got whatever DPS counter people are using nowadays. So yeah, I haven't brought myself to do it either. Recount. I said recount. Right. I said to Oni, who plays World of Warcraft and is the reason that I kind of got back into playing WoW. I was like, oh, do people still use recount? He looked at me, he went, you're old. Yeah, people don't use recount anymore. Recount is not the current one that people use anymore, apparently. Apparently there is a better one. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Recount. I just called a fucking... I know! I'm sorry. Where is it? Apparently it's called Details. It's lighter weight and has more features. Yeah, literally. I said recount. And he said, fucking ancient ass Purb over here. Recount. And then he used 2 laughing gifs at me, like pointing and laughing gifs at me. Bro, what the fuck? Well, I took that personally. Anyway, what was I saying? My friend asked me to hop on WoW and grind, but he's on RP. To be fair, the RP servers are pretty popular even for non-RPers. Here's the thing about RPing in World of Warcraft. I do believe people use add-ons to be able to tell who is an RPer. So 9 times out of 10, even if you play on an RP server, people will not be trying to RP with you. Come play on Europe. Come play. Make your friend also play on Europe. Come, Stormscale. Come to Stormscale. Reset is soon. I think it's in maintenance right now, or maybe in like 15 minutes. I don't know. I didn't do all my raids this week. I did the important ones, but I didn't do all of them. I got distracted by yanderes. I got distracted by my darling yanderes. Yes, please play on Stormscale EU, so Hugs is not the only viewer who is playing on Stormscale EU. Anyway, it's been 45 minutes and I haven't even read anything. I was not No! I was reading in a normal way. I just made the mic peak by slapping the book, I'm sorry. Just chatting is fine. And I was in the middle of one of the stories. And if I don't finish, then I don't get to. Oh, actually there's still a lot of this. Maybe I should. Will anyone be mad if I don't read? Until revealed, I'm gonna imagine whatever Yandere thinks. It's not a visual novel. Not a visual novel. I mean, there are a lot of visual novels that I do need to read that are probably like fucked up and have yanderes, but like I need to read or watch. I think it's called Diabolic Lovers. I think there's 2 yanderes in that. And I don't know if it has an official English translation. I'm not counting the Mika guess as my guess. Oh, Amnesia. It was a good guess though. It was a good guess. Wait, why are you still trying to figure it out? Stop trying to figure it out. If you feel like chatting to your heart's content, I just love running my mouth so freaking much. Okay, I'll put the book down. I'm gonna edit the description of this one after stream to say that there wasn't any reading in it, so anyone who does come for the reading doesn't watch the VOD and be like, what the hell? It's just so evasive and suspicious. Fair. No, that's a fair reason. Like, you know, I'm not. I have my reasons. Okay. I just think that sometimes there are things that shouldn't be said. Anyway, I still can't believe that somehow I've managed to keep my mouth shut about yandere all this time. I must have talked about it at least once before. This is why I think it's an edo visual novel. Like I said, it's not a visual novel. You are the evasive and suspicious streamer and I have to accept that. I'm sorry. Some things I'm just cagey? Am I cagey about it? I don't know. Oh, I don't want people like getting weird ideas. I mean, I know that like letting people's imagination run also gives people weird ideas, but at least I have some sense of plausible deniability. I like my plausible deniability. Let me have my yanderes in peace. But I will say, I will say, I have not been gooning. No gooning involved. I don't have that kind of drive. Don't extra fucking doubt me. You lost tonight. I believe you. Believe that. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, I would, like, I've said before that I've read stuff that, like, I've read Sayona Uta that has pornography in it, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. It's kind of been a long time. Like, it's not like I haven't consumed any adult content in my life. It's just that that's not the appeal to me in any way. Like, I don't... Like, that's not the part that's interesting. You seem pretty defensive about it. That's because you're literally asking me about it. What, do you want me to lie? Yeah, sure, whatever. Yes. I'm not gonna do that. Fury loves it for the plot, okay? I mean, when it comes to yandere, yeah, yes. Or the gore. Okay, I do admit, some stuff I love for the gore. Some stuff I like for the gore. That actually does remind me though. Magia, what's it called? What's it called in English? Something over magical girls. I did read that. I did read it. Did I read it to Goon? No, but I just thought it was an interesting interpretation of magical girls. Maho Ako? Yeah, I think that's the Japanese short term for it. I really need to do stuff, please don't be too sus. No! It's not about doing anything in a more pure and sophisticated way, it's just that I'm not... Gushing was one of the translations, that's the one I didn't like. Hold on, let me find it in my bookmarks. Looking up to magical girls. Looking up to magical girls is what it was called when I read the scanlation. Hot what? No. Then again, I'm a deviant. That's fine. You can be a deviant if you wish. It's bookmarked? Oh yeah, I used to, because I used to, the way that I used to keep track of what chapter I was on, was by bookmarking it. Because I didn't used to trust the site to actually, like, keep track of where I was. Especially since a lot of the time, like, sometimes stuff would get removed. Wait, now you've extended that to yaoi somehow. Okay, I don't really consume... I can't even think of the last time I really consumed any yaoi, even for yandere purposes. Don't start accusing me of more stuff that I haven't done. I'm pretty sure most of these sites are now gone. You said they were kids. Oh, sorry. I haven't been reading Shonen Ai. Did you know that I once, when I was 11 years old, and people still really didn't know what, like, manga was and stuff, but I was really getting into it. I got into manga at, like, 10 years old. My friend at school bought me a manga a manga book Apart from, I'm pretty sure neither he nor his mum actually, like, checked it, looked at it, flicked through it. On the back it had a little sticker that said, for older teens. On the front it had an ikemen, it had like an ikemen type character. And when I flicked through it, one of the pages was not in like really explicit detail, like everything was kind of like vaguely in the void, white light, can't see any details but you 100% know what's happening kind of thing, of a priest being unpriestly towards a younger boy. And I was just there like, what? I think I still have that manga somewhere actually, just because like, what am I supposed to do with it? Do I? Can I see it from where I'm sat? That's way worse. Yeah, I don't think the manga itself, I think, was about a hitman, like the ikemen was a hitman, but yeah, it had some kind of side plot with like a priest and some other guy, and I don't remember the plot. It also was the second one in the series. It wasn't volume 1, it was volume 2. You would think at the very least they could have read the fact that there's a number on the side of the manga, but apparently not. So yeah, that was something I received when I was 10 years. Well, I think it was for my 11th birthday actually. My dad bought me Monster Musume when I was in college. Well, see, when you're in college, like, I guess you can read that kind of stuff, although I don't know how explicit Monster Musume gets. I will say my dad never really gave that much of a damn about like warnings on stuff. So I watched Ninja Scroll as a kid. I watched Battle Angel Alita as a kid, and now Battle Angel Alita doesn't get like explicit in nakedness, but it does have scenes of violence and organ harvesting and stuff, so I mean I'm attributing that to why I'm me. What else? Outlaw Star, literally, Malfina is naked in that ship like 90% of the time. Also, I remember I read a book called Teeth. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like when, you know, the money you have to give to some like a church or a cult or whatever. I got given that when I was a kid and I read it. And it had a very formative experience for me on my opinion of the Fae folk, of the good neighbours. However, when I read it again as an adult, literally like the first chapter has the main character like getting I can't remember if she was nearly getting sexually assaulted or just like lightly sexually harassed. And I was just there like, Dad, you let me guys read this when I was a kid? And they were like, yeah, well, you didn't understand it, so it didn't really matter. And I was like, I mean, true, but like, what if I had? There's a lot of stuff like that, actually, that I read again, or I saw again as an adult, and I was like, hold on. How was I allowed to consume this? Outlaw Star did have an effect on me. I mean, me too. Outlaw Star. Don't take this the wrong way. I want to be the person who is in the ship as the whatever Melfina does. I want to be that. Put me in the ship. Let me power the ship. Navigate, yeah. Make me the navigator. I think it'd be cool. Okay, the nakedness is not about that. But just like being the heart of the ship. I mean a literal like spaceship. Talking about the literal spaceship in Outlaw Star. Outlaw Star is a space western ish. I mean, I would say that my outfit, you know, I have that. Do I have a sketch just like saved somewhere so I can just bring it on screen pretty easily without having to move to my canvas? I need to sort out my files. Magical Girl, Made New, Never Finished. Okay, now I'm gonna have to... Yeah, the plug suit! The plug suit! That has some, like, real minor inspiration from Melfina. Sorry, I'm opening it. Give me a second. I'm pretty sure I have it saved somewhere, but... This is dangerous. I don't know what page... Hold on, okay, actually, if I just do add... window capture... Sigh... Yeah. This one. This one. This has obviously it's not a lot. I haven't tried to go over the top with it because I don't want to be like steal. But I would say like the little capelet thing is definitely like somewhat inspired by Melfina's outfit. God, I need to finish all this stuff. Color wheel first. Color wheel first. I had a different... Really? Is there a different one? I need to finish all these. I know, this one... I'm pretty sure this one was the one that I put in the document that I have on my... I don't remember your cat form having the foot nubs. Scent. Oh! Oh, yeah. Okay, that was the... yeah, so that one, it's the same outfit, but this was the sketch. This was the concept. That was the concept sketch. Not the, like, chibi model sketch. This was just me conceptualizing. Let me put it on screen for everyone else. So that they're not just like, what the hell are you talking about? Okay. Sure. Anyway, this is it. Yes, I am on my Toonie shit. Thank you. Thank you, pass me. So yeah, this has minor influence from Melfina. Very spacey, yeah. Well, it's supposed to be like futuristic mech spaceship pilot navigator floaty thing. Red and white best color combo. Yeah. Speaking of red and white, that's a weird segue. Avoid that. For those of you who don't follow me on Tumblr, So I can't remember how long ago it was now. I commissioned someone called Kusa to make crochet plushies of Puri and Toheo and Coco, but obviously I also got one of Coco. Like, come on, they're also a Kirukai, so like anyway, the plushies have arrived. They are I'm holding Puri in my hands right now. It's beautiful. Red, white, and slightly darker red. It's so cute. I need to take photos, but I need the lighting to be a bit better in here for me to actually be able to do it. Money stare? Why am I getting stared at again? Thank you for enabling me to get these though, they're very cute. I'm literally going to take, especially the Puri one, literally everywhere I go, and if I ever want to like take a photo of like me in a real place, like obviously my plushie self is gonna be me. I do want to get, oh, I want to see the plushies. I will post a photo probably tomorrow. I want to do one thing, and that is I want to head down to like a hobby store to try and see if I can find a bead to put on the tail. I'm gonna break your immersion again, but obviously I've got this little bead on my tail. A bead has not been crocheted on. My beads are missing. But I want the tail bead, so I want to see if I can just find a little bead to like slip onto the tail. Immersion ruined, sorry. But yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy they arrived. I had to wait quite a long time. Quite a long time to for these to arrive. I blame Twitter. For a long time, Kusa was like, okay, they're all done. And I was like, cool, thank you so much for your hard work. Do you need me to send my address again, or did you get it from like when I sent the payment? And then I didn't hear anything. And apparently Twitter hadn't bothered notifying them that I had replied. So it wasn't for like another maybe 2 months that Kusa then saw the message and was like, oh yeah, I need the address. I was like, okay. It's fine. It will reach me. I have faith. I have hope. I know it will reach me. So yeah, I now have... Yeah, Twitter... All my homies hate Twitter. So yeah, I now have... It's about the size of a hand. Like a hand-sized Puri, a hand-sized Tohale, and then a slightly smaller Coco, because I already have a big Coco plushie, so I only wanted a little Coco crochet plushie. And I'm so happy. I'm literally I can't believe I have like actual like physical things of me. Like, if you told me back in 2020 when I first started streaming that there would be any chance that I could actually hold in my hands a keychain, a standee, a mouse mat, a literal plushie of my design that I made, I would have told myself I was absolutely out of my mind. Like, I remember when I first started streaming and I told a friend of mine and they were like, most people who stream nothing happens. Like they never make it. Like nothing happens. No one watches them. And I was like, yeah, I know. I don't care. I want to stream, so I'm gonna do it anyway regardless. So like I never really like went into it with expectations that I would ever like reach the point that I'm at now even. So it just makes me supremely happy that I get to have things like this. It's your peaks as a streamer. My peaks? Streaming was, oh yeah, streaming is really fun. I love streaming. Like yesterday's stream I had a great time yesterday for like 99% of it. I'm really happy I was able to stream yesterday. It doesn't matter that I didn't get much work done because I got to see everyone again, because I've been streaming on just YouTube for like a month now. Is that not intuitive? I don't know what you mean by peaks. So I guess not. I'm sorry. I am still a bit sleep deprived. So I apologize if that's supposed to be easy to understand. The highlights? Oh, like the... Oh, what's the word? The appeal? You get knocked out by random things when you stream like one of the best streamers. Ah! God nerfed me because they knew they knew that I'd be not appeal. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I see what you mean now. But also, yeah, I'll get shy. Wait, hold on. No, I can't shoot. I will not joke. You already joked about it by saying you were gonna joke about it. Too strong. Yeah, if I had a consistent sleep schedule. Don't get me wrong, I think it took me a long time to work out what kind of streamer I wanted to be. I think it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be, what I enjoyed doing most. I know now, I think. There's still room to move, I guess. But like, I think that first year especially, I was still very much like, I mean, it was something completely new for me, especially. I didn't even really know other content creators, so it was very new territory for me. Yeah, I just wish. I wonder if I can ever wish to actually be free of my insomnia, of my sleep issues. I hope so. I hope one day I can reach my potential. Even with your struggles with sleep, you're more comfortable in your role as a streamer than you were early on. Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. I have had some moments through streaming where I'm like, oh god, am I suited to this? Like, can I keep up? And obviously I do still struggle with stuff like, the stuff I'm pretty open about talking about how, you know, I get guilt about, like, if I don't manage to read everyone's messages, or like when I can't actually help people and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think I know where I'm meant to be now. if that makes sense. It's kind of an abstract way to put it, I think, but maybe let chat brainstorm your insomnia treatment. To be fair, I am immensely grateful. Has it that I am now at lobotomy? I have now been able to get melatonin. Is it a magic fix? No. No. I can't pretend. Does it absolutely make it so much easier to deal with sometimes? Does it mean that I'm less stressed about my sleep? Yes. Yes. So much yes. Like, and I've only managed to get the opportunity to, like, get melatonin because of streaming. It's like a weird thing to connect, but compulsively diagnosing streamers is not great. Yeah. I think, what's it called? Armchair diagnosis is a slippery slope, but, I would like to think that I've had enough actual experience, like, talking to medical professionals to, know that chat can't diagnose me. Also, I'm, like, a little bit because I am cagey about some things. Like, I try and keep some things to myself. Mostly for, trying to stop you guys from concerning too much. Like, some things I don't talk about a lot. I think I talk about it more on my Tumblr, like when I mention stuff about how I get disorganized speech and whatnot. Like, I start jumbling words really bad, and whenever that happens, I literally just don't stream. I'm like, no, I can't do this, I can't bring that on stream. No one's allowed to hear me like that. Most shitty problems that can never have a full solution, yeah. I remember growing up, everyone was always so sure I'd grow out of it. And I really wish they were right. Really, everything that people told me I was gonna grow up out of, I really didn't. Skin issues, I didn't. Picky eating, I didn't. Sleep issues, I didn't. When do I get to grow up? Yeah, maybe when, maybe I still have to grow up. When do I get to grow up? Growing out of autism? I mean, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Either way, I do appreciate the fact that a lot of people are often willing to try and help with, like, their experiences of things, but at the end of the day we have to remember that all of us are just, like, normal people. All of us are just normal people. I mean, unless someone wants to turn around and say, I'm a like registered psychologist who deals with stuff like this on the like, I guess they have a little bit more authority, but still, even then, with the internet between people, you can't get the full story. It's fine. The important thing for me about, like, my brain, I guess. Yes, I have insomnia, and that sucks. Or I have some kind of sleep disturbance, whether it's actually insomnia or not, I don't know. Going back to college with sleep disorder specializing. Wow! Could you imagine someone being asked, oh, why did you become a doctor? Why did you go into, why did you go into sleep specialists? Oh yeah, I knew this streamer called Purity Valentine with sleep issues. Crazy. What was I saying? I got distracted. I got a little bit worried for a second. To me, even though I still struggle, and it means that, like, with my sleep, and that makes it hard to stream, to me, I have fewer issues than I have in the past. Like, do I still need, like, medication for my mental health? Yes. However, I'm so much happier and like hopeful and optimistic, and like I think it shows. I know Johnson likes to make a lot of jokes about like hard, like never give up pilled kind of quote unquote behavior. But there was a point in my life, I think around 2018, where I gave up. I became completely stagnant. There was nothing I wanted. There was nothing I strived towards. There was nothing. I was just alive for the sake of it. Just going through every day for the sake of it. I would try and... this feels a little bit soul exposing to admit. I would try and like help other people purely because I felt like I was already a lost cause. I would want, like, if I couldn't live for myself, if I couldn't motivate myself for my own sake, then at least the least I could do is try and help other people. But like all of that is I mean, obviously all of that's really bad. But it's hard. I think it's really hard to like gain a reason to exist for yourself. A reason to like when you feel kind of lost, you don't know what direction to go, whether you can even reach a certain direction, whether there's any endpoints within reach at all. Coming close to my sorry, but I hope if the things that I have experienced are things that you are also experiencing or have experienced, then you can at least take a little bit of solace from the fact that because I have also gone through the same thing, but I'm doing better now, you can also see a way forward. It's not easy. It's not easy. It hurts. But I don't know. Life sucks. But it's alright sometimes. Yeah, you go around in circles. You find out that a route that you put a lot of effort into was completely wasted. You can find out that people that you trusted were absolutely not worth any of the time and effort and energy, and that you've pushed people away that you shouldn't have, and all of that kind of stuff. But none of that is ever like the final blow. Like you like there's absolutely no harm in feeling terrible about things that have happened, opportunities that have been missed. Like there's no harm, like that's completely normal. Like I still feel terrible when I feel like things have gone wrong, like really deep in my soul. But I have over years of trying learned how to try to keep moving forward, even if it's just by the tiniest amount, even if sometimes I do find myself back where I started in certain areas. I just gotta keep moving forward, bit by bit by tiny bit. But also, I think something that has to be said about that kind of stuff is I don't want to... How do I word this in a proper way? Sometimes you're not in a position where you can start moving. Sometimes you can have been stuck for such a long time that moving is truly, like, moving in a non-literal sense is borderline, if not completely impossible. But that still doesn't mean that it's the end. It just normally means some kind of external force is required to help the wheels start moving again. You just have to be accepting that something can move you. Something I'm actually oh god, I feel like I'm being way too preachy right now. I'm sorry if this bothers anyone. With a brief step back to what I was saying about how I used to try and save people because I felt like I couldn't save myself, because I didn't think I should or that I was able. People can't be saved unless they are open to the idea of being saved. And so I think one of my biggest things that I want people to know is that if you don't like where you are and it's really hard to move from where you are, it's not that I think you should let everyone like try and like domineer your life to like try and save you, but people trying to help to a certain extent can at least give you a push in the right direction. Because if you close yourself off to the idea that anything can ever improve ever, then it's very hard to even get that outside help as well. But it's like, I say it like, oh, you know, just accept help, but it's not. I know it's hard, especially if you've been like betrayed by people, if you've got trust issues, if you've got problems with socializing, or if you're just so like given up about it. When instead of not liking it, you're kind of apathetic to it. But that's part of stagnation, really. Most of the time when I was stagnant, it's not that I was like clawing at the walls. I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever, this is just how it is. I am an outsider. I am an observer. I'm never gonna be part of everyone else's existence. And I'm fine with that. I don't know, it's a very complicated subject. It's not... I keep on pausing and like going back because I think it's a subject that I could probably write an essay on, but I still wouldn't feel like I had actually like accurately portrayed my feelings about it. I'm sorry. I do not mean to hit you right where it hurts. You're not fine with it, you like to participate, but it is how it is. Say it. That can be a perspective, yeah, that can be a perspective. But sometimes also, you've lived a certain way for so long, things have been how it is the whole time that you're just like, well, this just is how it is. I am fine with it. Look, I've been doing it like this for years now. What's the problem? What's the issue? I don't know. Am I old enough to talk on topics like this? Who knows? More than anything, I don't think I have the perfect perspective on all of this stuff. I don't think I understand everyone's points of view. I don't think I have lived all of the circumstances that other people are going through. But I hope when I talk about this kind of stuff, if I can help even just like 0.1%, if I can add another perspective to what someone else thinks, then I hope I can help. I took a radical left turn. Yeah, sometimes. God, that's a whole nother thing. Like taking a sharp turn and completely out of comfort zone. But I haven't done that so much, so I can't really comment too much on that kind of perspective, I guess. If you looked at someone else in that situation who was your friend, what would you do? There can be a way to try and work it out. It doesn't necessarily. I think that also depends on how you feel about friends and your friends and your friendships. I feel like outside events play a lot into how things change and how people's behaviour. On top of me, maybe what? Wait, no rule set is perfect. There are a bunch of mortals on a rock. Nothing's perfect. No explanation's perfect. Also, I guess my final takeaway on this... I say final, but like there's so many thoughts about it. Like, I feel like I haven't fully explained everything. There's things I've skipped, things I've missed that I feel like are also important, but it's really hard for me to like fully explain everything, especially when the English language is... I can't just beam like concepts at you. Responsibility and what? Yeah. The other factor is the fact that you're like the brain. You can have rational thoughts. You can know everything. You can have the most like textbook not like knowledge and rationalization and everything in your mind. Sometimes the brain doesn't care. The amount of times, normally when I'm at my worst, I feel really bad and there's no reason for it. Like, sometimes the brain just fucking does shit. And it's easy to feel bad about it because it's like, why can I not control the literal thing that is me? But thoughts, feelings, the chemical processes, the hormones that also affect all of the other stuff that you're not really like able to control, I think is also a big factor in no. Okay, I wanna say it's really it's really hypocritical for me to say this, but I really think it's dangerous to go too deep into thinking about trying to logic out stresses and reasons, because if you have minor obsessive compulsions, you will think yourself in circles. And even realizing what it is will not fix it. And sometimes that literally isn't. It's just nothing. There's nothing. When you're starting from a point of unbalance, no. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, logic is great. Logic is great. Like, when it works, great. But it's really not as reliable as I think people wish it was. Talking about hold on, I need to Google the exact definition of ruminating in this case. Deeply and repetitively rechewing. That's definitely an aspect of it, yes. Yes, ruminating is definitely a large part of it. But even then, sometimes it's not necessarily like it's describing ruminating as more of a cycle. Sometimes it's not necessarily a cycle, but just kind of like... If ruminating is going in a circle, sometimes you can go in a straight line, but you still stay at the bottom. Even if you can't figure it out fully, Shogun I must be a part of it. Can't be helped. I don't know. I'm having trouble fully expressing everything that I'm trying to explain. Disclaimer, I'm not a mental health professional, I just have it. I just have it. I've been to therapy, I've been to cognitive behavioral therapy like many times in my life. It's really useless for me. But I'm not a professional. And I don't think what works for me works for everyone. I don't think what works for every there's not, it's not really a cure, but we're all just doing the best we can. Or even not necessarily, but like wow, sometimes the best you can does not feel like the best, but it is just what your brain is doing, and that's what you're living with. You can't guilt yourself out of it sometimes. Complete one thought, make it to the next complete thought, but you don't feel like it's changed anything. Yeah. No, this isn't a problem. I know I'm worried about it despite not being a problem. I shouldn't worry about it. I still worry. Too real. Too real. That is my head's starting to spin. I'm having the meta thoughts. The meta thoughts are RODBT, which might work in over control cases. I mean, who knows? I'm not really interested in pursuing more therapy at the current time because the healthcare system in the UK just doesn't really want to make any special effort. And I understand, because why would they make special effort over like one cat, but whatever. Anyway, my head hurts, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I haven't like fully explained all of my thoughts. I've left some like incomplete sentences in this kind of very deeply nuanced and difficult topic that obviously affects most people in some kind of way. Lives are no more meaningful than this. I think I'm like, oh, I mean, I was having a talk with someone, actually after the yandere topic came up, and they mentioned how sorry, I can tell that my thoughts have kind of like try to leave the building because it's now getting more difficult for me to actually like form full coherent thoughts. I blame Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, I'll blame him regardless. I don't care. I'll stick blame on him. You talked about the yandere topic with someone. So someone asked me why do I like yanderes. They asked me what's my fascination with them, and I explained. I explained in full. And then they were like, they mentioned afterwards. They were like, kind of makes me feel like, trying to explain someone else's thoughts and like properly like explain them without using their exact words. If different interests have different values, which they don't, but I'm gonna get to that. People who like more classy proper things versus people who like more like stuff like anime boy holding a knife, like but they were like they were talking to me about how, you know, oh, the value of being interested in certain things, like whose perspective is more noble, whose love for something is more sincere, more correct. But I think at the end of the day, I was saying that like it doesn't actually matter what the thing is that is the interest, as long as you like it sincerely, it's equal. The human experience, I think a lot of it's very easy to look down on things or think that certain things are better than the things that you like. But at the end of the day, I think at a core, obviously this isn't a perfect, like, are there people that are worse than others? Are there people that are better than others? Are there people who are more worthy than others or less worthy? I think if there are truly if there are different, they are much smaller than I think a lot of people. The sentence that came to mind is would like to think, but I think that depends if the person thinks that they are one of the better ones or one of the worse ones. Humanist POV vague, or the other person is sort of a rationalist. Sort of, but also they were agreeing with me, so. The thing is also, you can agree with someone and still have that your brain, like, kind of locked into certain thoughts just because either that was your upbringing or that is just, like, thoughts that you're used to having. It's that sort of, like, open-mindedness, but even if you're open-minded, that doesn't necessarily mean that if someone says something, you're like, whoa, that's right, let me change everything that I've thought for years and years really fast. I don't know. Again, I'm leaving another like slightly incomplete train of thought topic there, but just the idea of like people and their value kind of reminded me of that. I get a bit upset sometimes when people... I don't like ascribing value to humans. I don't like it when people ascribe value to themselves. I don't like it when people say, I'm better than this person, I'm worse than this person, or this person is worse than me. But also I do recognize that, like, sometimes, like, when you see someone doing harm, or when you see, like, someone that you is doing something, I guess, deplorable, like, it's also, like, can you think, like, it's a difficult topic. It's a difficult topic. Don't dehumanize people. Is it just a case of that there is a limit? Or is it a case of truly every human on earth is equal in value, whether you like it or not? even if they're quote unquote evil. You can believe yourself smarter or stronger. You should never believe yourself better, if that makes sense. That does make sense. Moral objectivity isn't real. I refuse to live in a world without some limit. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I have to be careful thinking about this kind of stuff. This kind of stuff is the same stuff in my head that goes in my head. Damn! Plum just got hit by a stray there. What the hell? I have accepted that I'm never going to 100% ever understand anyone's perspective or life 100%, and therefore it's hard for me to... This feels stupid when my angel name is literally one who judges purity. But I find it very hard to judge people. But also I feel like people might make a judgment about me for, like, not really taking a hard stance, I guess. I really like them, but their behavior disappoints me unironically. Oh, Pluvium? What I will say about Pluvium is that I have a very hard time understanding when Pluvium is saying something sincerely and when Pluvium is joking. It makes it a little difficult for me. Pluvium likes to joke. Pluvium likes to joke a lot. I have a hard time. I have a hard time figuring out when it's a joke or not. And that's in general, though. Like, I do that with everyone. I have a hard time figuring out when people are joking. But Pluvium in general is probably one of the ones who is most ironic. During the slur. I feel like that happened twice. He says the best meme slap I've ever heard. I feel bad kind of talking about him when he's not here, but you helped me become less irony poisoned. I'm glad. I understand why people are irony poisoned, why people do, you know, sometimes sincerity really is looked down upon. But I'm very happy when you and other people tell me that I've helped them be more sincere. I'm only saying these things, so I think this is exactly what he wants. Yeah, I don't know if Pluvium VOD watches or anything, but I think Pluvium already knows. I think I've already told him that I have a hard time understanding when he's joking or not, so I'm not saying anything that I haven't already said to his face. Irony hit teenagers in the early 2010s like crack. I avoided it because I was on Tumblr. I was on the cringe website. something actually that reminds me of is because I am sometimes a bit sincere to a fault, and I know it is fun to make fun of, and then sometimes I think people feel a little bit worried that they've made too much fun. I will not say that people can, oh yeah, you can just insult me, you can just say whatever, but the thing is, like, I do have a pretty good idea of banter, of when things are not super sad, or when something is like, it is meant, but it's not like in a harsh way, when it's just said because that's just what someone is thinking. Was Tumblr pretty sincere? I mean, in my circles, people just the problem in my circle was not a lack of sincerity. The problem that existed in my circles was a different social issue. I think every website, every group has some kind of social issue that affects how people act, but irony and sincereness and cringe was not one of the issues where I was. Where I was, it was if someone did something wrong, if someone was deemed a wrongdoer, they were isolated, and anyone who tried to talk to them would also get isolated. You're not allowed to talk to that person. I think it's actually one of I think it's actually a problem that happens in VTuber circles somewhat, but obviously I stay kind of far out of the way of a lot of social stuff for VTubing, so I don't get affected by it. But yeah, back where I was, it was like, if you don't keep up with the latest drama of who's being shunned, of who's being ignored, like, if you talk to the wrong person, that'll be you. Like, you'll be shunned. Isn't there a name for that has purity in it? Is there? I don't know. It's the same people in some circles. Oh, wait, for shunning or for irony? Do you feel like there's a kind of person who views themselves as a perfect metaphysical moral orb of some sort that just has to be attached to a body, and their whole goal is to become as pure as possible? Huh? Oh, purity spiral. Actually, I think you're right. I think it is called a purity spiral. Yeah, groupthink. Because, yeah. Increasingly extreme to prove the loyalty. Yeah. In a lot of groups, you end up with someone who is the leader, even if they don't necessarily realize they're the leader. I think in every community, some people end up being like standout members, and everyone kind of like follows them. And so I think even stuff like that shunning can even happen by accident. Like, I think, like, even like let's say the leader, they have a minor disagreement with someone, but it's all resolved. It all gets resolved. There's no like super hard feelings, but other people see that there was an issue. They see their leader, quote unquote, no longer talking to this person, no longer including them, and they kind of like pick up on that and start doing the same, and then you start getting that kind of like, it's not unintentional shunning, but it's still like exclusion. I think it's really difficult to be a human, guys. I also think it's like, also let me say that I think that it's not 100% morally damnable, because I think sometimes you look to people that you look up to, you see who they are and aren't interacting with, and because people have more, they find trust in the people they look up to or the people they're closest to. People don't want to be hurt, right? Like that's just a given. People by default, yes, there can be changes, don't want to be hurt. And so if they see a situation where someone has slightly more like, oh, this could be hurtful. It's not, but it could be. It kind of can happen subconsciously. The internet it really did create social dynamics we weren't ready to deal with. Yeah, mirroring is involved, yeah. I don't think any of this stuff is ever as clear cut as, here is the reason why this happens. Avoid it. Humans are complicated. Personally, I'm definitely not perfect. I know I've probably done things wrong, even in the past couple of years, where I don't really know anything that I've particularly done wrong, but I probably have. I mean, I'm also a very guilty person, so I mean, maybe I should be kind of careful about those kind of thoughts, but at the end of the day, I just I'm doing the best I can, and I hope other people, I try and keep faith that other people are, and that I hope people can see that I'm trying, but also, like, it's really important to me that I don't hold it against people when people don't like me or don't think I'm good, quote unquote. Who lack an ego / self-worth, they have to look up to some figure because life is hard, that figure had things for them. Yeah. Sometimes I think there's a couple of reasons why that can happen, the lacks of ego / self-worth. I think if you're a type of person who has gone through a lot of hardship, you've really learned to like not trust anything that you've done. Like, it feels a lot safer to rely on someone else, like that one person that definitely could never betray you. And then you're not logical about it, because you can't be, because, you know, your brain is just trust. If you trust someone, you're not trying to suspect every potential action because you trust them. You feel like you misjudge people's characters sometimes? Oh yeah, no, I absolutely do. I absolutely do misjudge people's characters sometimes. It's unavoidable. It sucks. I wish I could. At the end of the day, like, I have spoken about how before I was a VTuber, I was very defensive. I've been betrayed by a lot of people. I've been backstabbed by people. I mean, I literally have talked about how I got, like, nearly kidnapped. So I think it's no secret that I've definitely been a bad judge of character at times. It is clear I'm both evil and fucked up. Damn. You should work on that. You should try and be less evil and fucked up. Actually, no, just less evil. Being fucked up is fine. Just less evil. When you're starting up the cult. Anyway, people are hard. I haven't fully explained every single thought because I think I'm not actually capable of explaining every thought in my head, because words are very difficult, but I hope I've at least shed some light onto my perspective on mental health, life, humans, social stuff. No, not everything I've said probably applies to everyone, but I hope I've explained. I hope I've explained a bit. Wait until the AI bubble crashes. You're gonna wait? Wait. What kind of cult are you trying? No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna question it. I think you explained your thoughts well. I hope so. I just feel like there's probably some gaps I've left and I haven't fully explained. What do you want versus what would you want for you if you were your friend? I'm too well. That's difficult for me. That's a whole nother topic. Your cult, the cult of purity. I don't know if you should call it the cult of purity. I feel like that might give the wrong idea, especially for the depth of what you're saying. Yeah, I hope so. I hope I explained myself enough that kind of my general thoughts and perspectives have at least come across to an acceptable degree. No, I'm fine with talking about this kind of stuff, especially on these late night streams. I get a little bit conscious sometimes. I'm really sorry. On my Twitch streams, I get a little bit self-conscious sometimes when I stay on one subject for a long time. Have you ever had a stream that you could want them to wait, you want them to what? Hi Pydos. I know the video you're referencing. I've seen that video. Court of Don't call it that either. Looking through this video for a hole in your logic. No! It's so over. Google Docky. Cozier kind. Well, it's the same people in my YouTube streams, so I think it's just a case of they're slower paced. So I feel like I can properly explain rather than trying to keep up with multiple topics at one time. Also, I feel because there are less people, it's more of a discussion. I don't think is the word I'm looking for. Everyone chose to come to my Twitch streams too. It's an important part of my streaming actually is the fact that at any time people can choose whether they are here or not. No, well, you can raid. Raids can happen on YouTube. Someone could raid me right now. It could happen. Like I have redirects on. People can redirect me. You guys have a choice. I think YouTube just has a tendency to hover on one subject for longer. Flexing your disastrous sleep schedule. You're welcome. Now you don't have a choice? God. Either way. Pydots, you have also come in basically when I should be ending. Actually, I should have ended about an hour ago, but you know, I love yapping. I love talking. I've been explaining stuff. I don't know. I don't think it's any like judgment on YouTube versus Twitch. I just think that they're suited to like slightly different approaches for me personally. I think Twitch has a very gamified like a very gamified like quote unquote culture perspective. Like expectations. What's the chance we get a British history stream? I'm going to genuinely look into the like coal museums and stuff. I don't know whether I'm qualified really to do like a I feel like the best format for something like that would actually be just like a YouTube video, like edited and scripted and like stuff, but I don't know, I am going to ponder it a bit. Don't need to be qualified, just not illiterate. I don't want to give people the wrong idea about history. History means a lot to me. It's a very important subject to me. It's also a deeply nuanced topic. So I'm gonna look more into the museums. I'm gonna look into resources. I'm gonna do some thinking. I can't say that you'll hear anything soon, but I'm gonna make a note of it in my drafts on Tumblr because that's where I keep my notes nowadays. When I figured out at least more of an idea, then I will give the heads up, because I love history. I love museums. I want to take you guys around the museum. But is that possible? I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. But it could be. I need a camera. I have a phone. I don't need a camera. It's 2025. Keep checking the Tumblr and poking you. You are welcome to do so. Hashtag daily Puri check-ins. Yeah. Sorry for neglecting Twitter if that's anyone's social media of preference, and if it is your social media of preference, what is wrong with you? Add the turkey. Add a turkey to throw on? No. We'll probably get turkey for Christmas. Pokes your non-VTuber account? What do you mean? What do you mean pokes my non-VTuber account? I need to be ominous. What do you mean by that? Nope, wrong toggle. Chat visits a museum and sends the VOD to POT. I mean, that could be fun. Pokes your person. I don't have an AO3 account. I actually don't have an AO3 account. They found the loot. I'm sorry. There is no LootTuber account. By process of elimination, you're going to poke every blog on Tumblr? Damn. Yeah, sorry. I remember years ago I did try and make a AO3 account, but I think you needed like an invite or something. And so I was like, what the hell? I don't know any fanfiction writers nowadays. How am I supposed to get an invite to this? And so I just gave up and I never did it. To be fair, I never got like super into reading fanfiction on AO3. I was already kind of out of the No, right, I didn't know fanfiction writers, so AO3 was difficult, but I did know artists, and I did know OC makers, so getting an invite for Toy House was easy. And when did I join Toy House? 10 years ago now? Stats. 10 years ago now. 10 years ago. But yeah, so sorry. Stealth reading stream. What do you mean stealth? I literally posted about it. Hi, Pluvium. I should be ending the guy. Stop coming in when I should be like ending stream. What are you? I want to play my shitty Android game. Kidding. I'm having fun. Can't be avoided. Wow. Paranoia up. I'm trying to find a comfortable place to sit on the screen this close. 24-hour pure stream. No. The Zatsu backlog. It truly is. It truly is. Did you hear that one thing that was so appealing? It specifically keeps you streaming. My viewers. My literal viewers. Oh yeah, I've heard of them. I've heard of my viewers. What about it? Yeah, you walked into that one. It's the real reason as well. Another streamer managed Zatsu for 4 full streams before playing the game in the 5th? That's impressive. That's impressive. Is the game Love and Deep Space? Is there a yandere in Love and Deep Space? Is there a yandere in Love and Deep Space? Don't get me wrong. So I've seen Love and Deep Space, but number one, it's huge. It's literally, the file size is massive. Okay, no, I have some thoughts on Love and Deep Space. Okay, bear with me. There's 100 dudes. No, there's like 4 dudes. There's like 4 dudes. They just have like different versions of them, I think. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played it because I tried downloading it on my phone, but the file size was so massive that it didn't let me install it, even though I think I had enough room on my phone. It literally wouldn't let me do it. And so instead, I have the Google Play app on my PC. I was like, okay, I'll play it on my PC. I want to see what the deal with this game is. Like, everyone is talking about Love and Deep Space. Like, I gotta see what this is about. It's also made by the same people who made Infinity Nikki. So I was like, okay, I'll get it on. I'll get it on my PC, but it doesn't work on the Google Play app on the PC. So I would have to install something like BlueStacks to play it, and I can't really buy. BlueStacks is a pain in the ass. I don't like BlueStacks. So I have not played Love and Deep Space. However, I have a very strong feeling that my favourite would probably be the white-haired one called Silas. I just have a feeling in my soul. Sometimes you see a character and you're like, oh no, that's the one I would like, isn't it? That's the one I would like, isn't it? It happened to me with Hidan, and I was correct. It happened to me with Aru Akise, and I was right. Like, I know my own tastes. Is he literally you? No, I don't think so. Just because he has white hair it doesn't make him me. Is his name Silas? No, he's like a... I don't know. I don't know what his deal is, but just looking at him, I'm like, you'd be my favorite, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Like, Can you fix him? I don't even know if anything's wrong with him. I've never played, I don't know anything about him. All I know about Love and Deep Space is... So, it has the period tracker, it has cards that you collect through the gacha. He's a... Oh, really? Oh. Maybe my senses were off for once. Oh, he's also evil? Fuck! Okay, now I don't know anymore. Damn it. The fuck was I saying? I think there's battle in it. I think there's combat in it. I don't know how the combat fits in to, like, the borderline sex scenes. I don't know. I haven't been able to play it, so I can't find out. I don't know how it works. I don't know what it is. So no, it is not Love and Deep Space, but I have tried to play it, and I do still kind of want to try it at some point just to see what the deal is. Which one is like your pseudo brother? I don't know. I don't know it. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I've got an important question. Is there a yandere in real life? Sorry, Google autofill? Hello? Oh yeah, who's the yandere in Love and Deep Space? Caleb. Maybe if I played it, but he's... Is he the brother type one? No, he's the yandere one. I mean, he might also be the brother type one. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know. Cis con yandere? He's the childhood friend. Now I really want to play this stupid fucking game so I can actually find out. I want to know what the deal is. I want to know what the deal is. I want to know. I'm fine. Play Limbus? No, well, if I play Limbus, I need to play the other Project Moon games. The ciscon the ciscon part isn't really important to me. It doesn't factor in. It doesn't factor in to my appeal or their appeal to me or not. Great, how am I meant to play this stupid freaking game? There's no way for me to play it. It's like, do I need to get a tablet? Do I need to get a tablet just so I can freaking play Love and Deep Space? What's it I just said it has no effect. I just said it has no effect on their appeal to me. I do not want to date the brother I never had. I'm just very neutral on it. Probably because I don't have a sibling, so I don't have any kind of feelings about it. Bruce says that, but I do remember them saying they like being seen as an older sister. Like, if you take in like all of the archetypes of personalities, then yes, I think I am closest to older sister. That doesn't mean I want to be seen as older sister and a romantic interest at the same time. I feel like we're getting off track here. I feel like we're getting very off track here. What do you mean worse than you thought? Oh shit. I woke my mom up. I woke my mom up. It's a pro shipper. I may do what you want if it doesn't hurt anybody, person. Hugs, what message did you redact? What did you say? What did you say while I was typing? I was like, what do you mean a Fujoshi? What is Fujoshi? What has Fujoshi got to do with anything? Where's Obe? Oh, I see. I can't decide whether I let this message. I'm gonna let this message through, but well. Yume Joshi. I probably do have a lot in common with Yume types. I personally don't think I'm a Yume. Yume Joshi, whatever. But I probably have like more than a little bit in common with them. No clue what that means. It's like self-shippers. Self-shippers. You can use it in other contexts. Oh, Fujoshi is specifically about yaoi. You can't just apply rotten girl to anything. Do you self-insert into a lot of properties? Don't think so. So I'm having to think about that. No, I think most of the time not anymore. I used to self-insert a lot. I mean, literally, like one of the fanfics I wrote about when I was a kid was literally self-insert fanfiction. Literally me going into the Naruto world so I could get my grubby little mitts on Hidan. Self-ship, I'd like to return the knowledge of what is. When's the Naruto fanfic reading stream, by the way? Never. Not happening. My Oshi would never be straight. I don't know who your- wait, who's your Oshi? What ninjutsu do you use? Fire. Fire. I always gave myself fire element when it came to anything. Also, like, if I could, some kind of inclusion of, like, time powers. My sub-Oshi- hold on, that's worse. Would never be sure. I mean, no. I'm... I think... I used to think I was... bi, but I never really had any strong feelings about it when I was a kid. I never really got any strong crushes on anyone growing up. So... I technically think, I technically don't think I've ever actually been even thought of myself as straight. So, yes, it took me a long time to figure out that I was arrow ace, but straight has never been part of the equation. Not lightning or dark? Nope. Usually if I gave myself powers in any kind of self-insert stuff, it was fire or time. Fire or time. Good job at Arrow Ace today. Really? I feel like I'm getting a failing grade in Arrow Ace today. I'm getting accused of gooning. I'm getting called straight. I'm talking about fictional characters. I'm apparently sharing my lack of opinion on the kind of I'm doing a bad job. I'm doing a bad job of being Arrow Ace today. The chat accuse you of yeah, they're saying that I'm doing things thinking about yanderes, even though I'm not. We had a crush on Hidan, so I think that what it counts as what? Counts as what? Also, for the record, I just want to say as an adult, I think that Hidan doesn't have any interest in romantic relationships either, because I think he's too dedicated to his god and violence. So I think me as a child, I made a fatal misinterpretation of his characters, in hope of wishful thinking, but. Business first. If by business you mean killing, yes. That's kind of all he was really interested in. Muscular no, because it's... No. This thing is for his god. It's for Jashin. You have a very unhinged platonic enjoyment of those who have a very unhinged non-platonic enjoyment of a specific person. As a deeply... The reason I like yandere so much is... I mean, number one, the second reason why I like yanderes is because of the obsessive and jealousness. I think I've spoken about it before. I used to be a no, I can't do it. I used to say it in past tense, and then I got hit by jealousy again, and then I was like, damn, it's not gone. I just don't encounter situations where I deal with it so much anymore. I am a deeply jealous person. It hurts when I feel jealousy. It's a physically painful sensation. It burns. It sucks. Not over romantic stuff. It can just be stuff as mundane as someone got an opportunity I didn't. Someone got something that I wanted, or I got my piece of art that I made for someone got replaced by someone else's work. So I felt like I was being replaced as a friend. Like, I would just feel so painfully jealous. And so for that reason, yanderes really appealed to me, because it was like, you know, that same jealous feeling. I'll make sure I'll never have a better life than you. Don't worry, I'm a lot better at, number one, avoiding situations where I feel jealous. Nowadays it's also just a lot easier for me to feel happy for people. Like, I actually had, about 4 years ago, it's not even that I was menhera about numbers, but I used to unfollow people that I would see in my sidebar that had like over 500 viewers, because it would make me feel jealous. But I don't do that anymore. I can see someone in my sidebar who has like 2,000 followers and I watches, and I'm fine. No, I mean numbers is in like the CCV, not 7192. Is it pure jealousy though, or the emotions mixed in? I've got no idea. When I'm ow, I bit my tongue. Ow. Okay, maybe that's fine. Ow. Okay, maybe that's my cue to end for the night. I just bit my... I have to fill the next chapter fanfic with an only probably true. Either way, I'm not gooning Tiandres. These feelings are hard to explain, especially right. Yeah. There are also feelings that, like, I don't want to feel. Like, when I am deeply, deeply jealous, so deeply jealous that it hurts. Like, that's not something I want to feel. It sucks. Don't get jealous, guys. I say it like it's avoidable. Anyway. That's enough. We went through a lot of subjects today. I'm gonna start wrapping up. Jealousy is not Pluvium on a really serious. I think jealousy can drive people to do some really nasty things, even without the intention to do nasty things. I think it's an emotion that can drive a lot of it can make even well-meaning intentions very toxic. Jealousy has to be done in limited amounts. I know people who are in relationships where they are like mutually jealous, and that kind of works, but I think it's a very delicate balancing act for them, and it makes me worry a lot for them. Jealousy is a dangerous emotion. But it's still a human emotion. It's still something that I think I don't think it's something that can be 100% avoided. You know people in relationships. Are they open relationships? I'm not gonna explain other people. I don't feel like it's my. I don't ask super deeply about people's relationships because I don't care. I mean this in the nicest way, but I don't care. I just find stuff out like passively. Oh, we need the beans. You can't have the beans. I don't have the beans. Anyway, I want to see you on a true crime podcast in the future. Jealous said tier internet celeb kills orphans. Tired of being wait, what does that Traumator, what does that mean? The unicorn? I'm releasing my new channel, Verity Palantine. Being a pitiable, jealous meow meow is how I've gotten most of my attention. Have you tried to not be a pitiable, jealous meow meow? You know, I know what that kind of unicorn is. I don't know what kind of unicorn Tremator is asking me to be. I know what a unicorn is in VTuber terms. But am I a unicorn in VTuber terms? I guess I avoid collabs. I avoid watching collabs, so maybe. The third person in a poly relationship that both original parties enjoy having and causes no drama. Does third party mean they are in the relationship? Or they're not in the, like, are they just friends with the people in the poly relationship? They just joined later? Oh, yeah, okay. I am not involved in any poly relationships. I'm not. I don't know what unicorn VTuber lore there is. Unicorn in VTuber terms, is someone who doesn't want VTubers to be in relationships. I guess is the simplest way to put it. I would say it goes further than that. I guess, but that's like the most simplest way. I'm trying to finish my stream, you know, not have another deeply nuanced conversation about what a unicorn is. When you think of a third, you get a mental guy doing gig work who goes by the name Sock or what? He's something that's sort of petty, but also ignorably insane. Like they ate all the pizza that's not too bad and they were doing that in what? Little to no male interaction, only platonic female interaction. Okay, there you go. I feel like Pluvium's description is probably more correct then. Yeah, I'm a unicorn. I don't want to see my VTubers talking to anyone. No. Don't like those people let the VTubers find love. I just don't like collabs. I don't like watching collabs very much. I don't care if a VTuber is in a relationship or not. It really doesn't bother me. I just don't really want to watch a stream of someone's relationship. There's nothing personal against them. I don't hate them for it. I just don't want to see I don't want to see it. I remember I'm not like 100% against, like, I've done collabs. I think they can be done well. I just think the majority of collabs are more about like VTubers hanging out with each other than trying to produce something for people to watch that they find entertaining. That's why the only collabs I do are the ones I think there is a value to viewers. I don't collab just to hang out with someone. Like, I think... Wait, like the spy agency? Like, yeah, I think the Respite collab with Numbers, I think that was good. I feel like that had entertainment value for viewers. 500 streams of me playing Apex Legends with people. No. And I know that a lot of people like would watch a stream anyway, like regardless of content, but to me, like I wanna maybe one of the things that holds me back from streaming sometimes is if I feel like I can't reach a certain standard, I don't want to do it, like full stop. Don't bring up the British VTuber collab? British VTuber collab? Half the time viewers are the content where you have a lot of the club. I suppose. Back when I first started, I used to have Havoc along with me quite a lot. An individual with absolutely rabid chatting drive collabs. Yeah, I don't even talk that, like, I don't talk that much. But even then, I would not listen to a group of fake friends peek their dolls on mics. They just got call for 3 hours while they jockey for attention and overcrowd. Yeah, I stopped doing any collabs on multiple channels because something that's very important to me is still paying the same amount of attention to the chat as the collab partner. It's really hard to do a stream where you watch. I guess Twitch kind of like fixed it by making the merged chats. But as someone who, like, I absolutely do not want to not read the chat while I'm streaming. Also, yeah, any collab that has like 4 or more people starts to get a little bit difficult. I guess you are the unicorn of collabs. Maybe it's a bad. Maybe that makes me like slightly unappealing to other VTubers, but. On one hand, I also don't really have any. I don't have hatred for people who do collabs like that. I just won't watch them. Not out of like dislike or anything. You know, I feel like if they're enjoying doing their stream, if they're enjoying like broadcasting their collab, then, you know, whatever. I just don't want to watch it. Who do you have hatred for? I worry if I say his name, I'll end up in a reaction video by him. That World of Warcraft guy with the really messy room. That World of Warcraft guy with the dead raccoon in his ceiling. That one, I hate him. I really hate him. That's why I really didn't like people calling me Puri Mongol. I really hate him. Truly. I know they're gonna say no. Yeah, so that's the only person, that's the only streamer I can really think of myself as having any particular hatred for. The truth come out. Sorry for being toxic, guys. Sorry for being toxic. There are other there's one other streamer I can think of who I have low respect for. I don't hate. But I remember first coming across her back in 2020 and she was just so rude to her chat. She was so mean. Just unrepentably cruel for no reason, and yet she still had. Did she have over hundreds of viewers back then? Yeah, I really disliked everything about the way she conducted her streams. I still don't hate her, I just don't have any respect for her. Tried watching him a year ago, was just him watching someone else's video, pausing 5 minutes going, oh yeah. Yeah, he just does a reaction slop. A lot of people like the IRLs. Some people are just haters. Yeah, I don't get it. I also just don't get how someone could be so mean and hateful and cruel and then still have like hundreds of people watching. Like, does it not make you feel bad to be insulted? To feel like you're walking on on eggshells? Like, is that not a bad feeling? Anyway, let me leave. Okay, I'm going to bed. Okay, I'm having a great time. I'm having way too much of a great time talking. But I've been streaming for nearly 3 hours now, and if I wake my mom up again, she's gonna kill me. I don't want to insult you. There is no... I have no drive to do that. We need to discuss more deep and controversial topics. No, we don't. No, we don't. Okay, that's it for this stream. That's it. That's all. Okay. Stream. Will there be a stream for my birthday? Roll a dice. Shake an 8-ball. Shake an 8-ball. Okay. That will give you a better idea of whether I'm streaming than I know. I've got no idea. Will I be even awake? I don't know. I don't know. I've not a clue. Hopefully. I'd like to stream for my birthday. That'd be nice. But I don't know. Alright. That's it. I just did a little clap if you could hear that and wondered what that sound was. That was just me doing a very, very tiny clap. Yeah, I think you guys have had enough. I'm cutting you guys off now. This is me like chucking you guys out the bar. Next meme. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on Thursday, but if I do not, then I will see you whenever I see you next. Whenever that may be. Who knows. Get something to eat, get something to drink, take your meds, pay your bills. I can't believe it's November, guys. Do your Christmas shopping before December. Shipping times are gonna. I need to buy Christmas presents for my family. Oh God. Alright. But until I see you again, take care. Good night. Pause my music. Good night. Onyasumi. Good night. Good night. I had a lot of fun chatting today, even if I went on for a bit too long and didn't fully explain myself. I still had a good time, so thank you. Night!